up week 8 with another East meets West battle as the Ticats roll into town to face the winless Elks. Hamilton hanging on to finally find their way into the win column last week against the Argos. Edmonton hopes to do the same here today, and they might be leaning on one of their veteran receivers to get the job done.
Well, it took a month for the Elks offense to activate their star in Geno Lewis. McLeod Bethel Thompson has found the star receiver, and Lewis has been targeted 18 times in the last 2 games. From one star receiver to another, Tim White got off to a bumpy start to the season, but that's behind him now. The CFL All-Star had 238 yards in his last 3 games.
Scott Milanovich 0-4 versus the West so far this season. 5 of their 7 games coming against the West. Did get that win last week against an East opponent. And on the other side, just game number 2 for Jarius Jackson. Dropped that debut against Ottawa 20-14 last week. I mentioned East versus West again. That's been all 4 games this week, and right now the East leads that by winning all 3 of those games. So Edmonton looking to salvage something for the West this week, looking to finally find their way into the win column and looking to snap a 10-game losing streak that goes back all the way to last September. Hamilton looking to make it 2 in a row and get themselves back into the mix out in the East, and we are underway at Commonwealth as Legio puts it away. This will be taken at the 10 on the return by Leak. Leak trying to stretch it to the far side of the field, back to about the 25 before he is taken down. 16-yard return to start the game for Leak.
Well, McLeod Bethel Thompson, you take a look at his work this year, 1,700 yards in his first 3 games. All 3 of them were over 300 yards passing. That total has dropped a little bit in the last 3. You know, you would almost make the argument that he's playing well enough to win games. They just can't finish and have lost 5 of 6 by 1 possession right down to the wire.
24-29 as a starter in his CFL career. They'll start it on the ground, and it's Leak that they handed off to first as we take a look at the Edmonton offense.
Yeah, real important, as I mentioned off the top, that they get the protection for McLeod Bethel Thompson, who's a pocket guy. The 3rd guard is Shane Richardson. He's playing for Hunter Stewart. Shane Richards at that right guard spot. But to get Geno Lewis activated, get him going, last couple of games, 18 targets to the big free agent signing a year ago,
including 12 targets last game. Caught 7 of them for 74 yards, catching at a 58% rate this year. McLeod Bethel Thompson from the pocket over the middle. Hergimaya's got it, and he's got a first down for Edmonton. First pass completed today by MBT.
Yeah, deep drops by the linebackers. See 2 linebackers drop out of there, and right in that middle, in front of those linebackers, is Mayal.
And Arkell Smith at that next level, right in behind him. What a start for Mayala. He's caught 26 of 30 passes thrown in his direction so far this season. That's catch number 27 for the first year Edmonton Elk. Top of your screen is where he'll line up this time. 1st and 10 for Edmonton from the 39. Leap up the middle. Hangs on to that ball, lunges ahead against this Hamilton Tiger Cats defense.
That's 2 first downs in a row that the Elks want to run, and that's going to be more difficult with Dwayne Hendricks back in the interior of that defensive line. DQ Thomas is listed as a starter. We will see Kyle Wilson, who leads their team in tackles. And Destin Talbert had the big fumble return in the first win for the Ticats against the Argos.
Had 8 tackles and a knockdown in that game to Talbert as well. Short yardage situation here. Prukop into the game for Edmonton. 2nd and 1 on their own 48 early in the contest. And he's going to push ahead. Needed to get to about the 50. Definitely got it. And that's a first down for the Elks.
Speak of Kyle Wilson coming off the edge there, and a little hesitation from Dakota Prukop. He looked like he had a nice sort of outside lane here to get outside of the blocking down tight end, but then Wilson stepped up and made it interesting, but they did get enough for the first.
Just needed the 49, got to almost a 50. That's where they work from here. 3 options out to the left for McLeod Bethel Thompson. Bobbles the ball, picks it back up, takes it straight ahead, and gets enough yardage to make that play not a complete disaster.
Javon Leake is the tailback on the play, and you know the starting tailback is Kevin Brown, so be a lot more reps in this type of play, which is the ride and decide here for Bethel Thompson. Ride the dive and then either give it to Leake or pull it and get outside, and they were kind of in between.
2nd and 7 for Edmonton. Ticats will bring 4 down the middle, and that is complete this time to Curly Gittens Jr. and another first down for the home side.
Well, this is what McLeod Bethel Thompson does very well. He's reading the defense here, and he's throwing it on time on the curl. There it is. Find that hole against the zone defense and throw it on time to the right spot and to the right and to the markers, and that's what he does super well from the pocket, and why he's close to 300 yards a game passing.
Couple of 11-yard passes in this game early for MBT. Near sideline now, gets it there just in time, and that's on the into the hands of Mitchell for another first down.
Edmonton looking for franchise win number 700.
Looking for that one for a while. It's elusive. 700's elusive.
That's the big picture from the 10,000 feet view when you think about the history of this organization and going back all those years and successful years with all the championships in a row, and looking for number 700. That's been a hard one to come by.
Jarius Jackson looking for number 1. There's a completion on the run. Gittens again, his second of the drive, and Edmonton now officially marching on the first possession of the ball game.
Boy, that's a nice catch by Gittens, and he's the number 1 target. Number 1 target for MBT. Just the delayed in route.
Like he might have had a couple of options over the middle on that one. Into the red zone for the first time today. 80% when they get inside the red zone, but he's in trouble, and he's taken down by the Ticats defense, who had seen enough. And they get there. Jonathan Moxie, among others, finding their way to the Elks QB.
Yeah, they're trying to basically have Moxie come from off the line of scrimmage, so the offensive line and or receivers that are trying to protect, including Kevin Brown at the tailback spot, is having a trouble counting and finding who he's supposed to be blocking. Moxie comes off the line of scrimmage on a bit of a delay, and he gets home.
First sack of the season for Jonathan Moxie. 10th play of the drive here for Edmonton, and they need 22 to keep it alive. Bethel Thompson on the run to his right. Can he find somebody down the field? Far sideline, guns it in there. There's a flag that comes in to your screen late, as he did get it to Arkell Smith.
Well, this is an interesting one because Javon Leake from the tailback spot went down the field and started to block. It was almost like this was supposed to be a screen or something like that. See what the penalty call is. Look at Leake come out of the backfield, and he's going to go down, and he's looking for a block on Kyle Wilson or whomever shows first. That gets back all the way to the safety, but lineman downfield.
Legal interference blocking downfield. Edmonton number 65. Penalties declined. It's 3rd down.
That was the center, Mark Corte. You saw he was quite a ways down the field. They'll decline the penalty, and that'll set up an early field goal attempt here for Boris Beatty, who, putting it politely, has struggled this season at 68.8%, which really stands out this year because everybody else in the league has been so darn good so far.
Well, and they lost 4 of the 6 losses by 3 points. So you need that guy to, yeah.
This is a 26-yard attempt just inside the right hash on a 3rd and 12 for Beatty to get him on the board. That is up, and this one he knocks home, and Edmonton comes away with 3 points on their first possession of the ball game. Up next, we'll get a look at Bo Levi Mitchell. A lot of success against Edmonton. Oh, welcome back to Edmonton. Bo Levi Mitchell last week getting that victory for the first time this season. He's put up bigger numbers this year, but none of the other games ended with a W.
Yeah, well, he's actually averaging over 300 yards, about 320 yards a game. So, yeah, that average is up there. In fact, the Hamilton Tiger Cats have they're second in the league in passing yards. The only team that has thrown for more yards than Hamilton has been the BC Lions.
59 yards away from 2,000 on the season. Starts this game with the ball on his 40, trailing by 3. Comes one out far side, too high for the intended target, former Elk Stephen Dunbar.
Third right tackle to start this game for Hamilton. Jordan Murray will play for Brandon Kemp and Quentin Barrow, who are both out. And there is the guy we talked about off the top, Tim White, who had that bumpy start to the season. He's got that figured out. 3 weeks ago against Ottawa, had over 100 yards. That kind of got the demons away, and now he's back in the Tim White we're used to.
Caught 5 of 6 last week for 66 yards. They'll bring in some extra protection for Bo. Now he looks down the field, intercepted at the 50, stepping in front of it and taking it away is Marcus Lewis. His first of the season comes early in this game against the Ticats. Bo Levi lays it out there. Lewis steps in front of Dunbar and takes it away.
What's up, baby?
First interception of the season for Marcus Lewis.
Is sitting in that zone, and they don't get him out of his chair. Dunbar's got to use his speed to try and get him to get out of that little sitting position, because he's looking right back at Bo Levi Mitchell. Ball leaves his hands. He jumps underneath that route and takes it. Got to get him to get out of that chair. The back pedal is the chair. And you're DB, you're sitting down in that chair. And if you turn and get out of it, like the guy's going deep, that's when you can run that curl in front of him.
All 5 members of the secondary now have at least 1 interception for Edmonton so far this year. Kevin Brown with his first touch of the game takes it for about 4 yards.
But this is
first down carry.
But this is how you start to win games, is that when you get the big turnover, and they've got turnovers before. Kai Gray and Darius Bratton are playing pretty well. They both got a pair. They've got their turnovers, but they got to make the opposition pay for those turnovers and take advantage of that momentum. Sudden change momentum is huge. And now on a 2nd down and 6, McLeod Bethel Thompson's got to get it done.
Lewis, 4 interceptions last year for this Edmonton defense. MBT far side drops it in there. Arkell Smith being held on to by Kenneth George Jr. and George would not let him go.
Yeah, but the forward progress, I think, is going to be about a yard short.
Well, this would be Dakota Prukop time here.
Yeah, I would think so. I believe in the league now.
Oh, they're going to bring out Beatty instead.
Wow, and that's just
It's a yard.
It's 1 yard.
It's just a yard. It surprises me a little bit. Prukop's pretty good in these situations. They're going to line up Boris Beatty instead.
Wow.
For a 47-yard kick just inside the right hash. Missed 3 last week. Already has 1 in the bag today. Jake Julian to hold. Gets it down. Beatty, that kick is up. And it is through. Ton of leg. This time accurate enough to put them up by 6. 3 points off of Bo Levi Mitchell interception. The tie kick. Well, Bo Levi Mitchell in the huddle here in Edmonton, where he has had a lot of success against this Elks team, no doubt.
Well, yeah, great record. And you think about back in his Calgary days, he would have gone head-to-head with Edmonton in the Labor Day and then Labor Day rematch. So lots of times that he has faced an Edmonton football team and won 15 of 19 of them.
Started this game with his 7th interception of the season. He'll hand it off. Butler trying to get away, and now he does. First down for Butler. Heavy collision at the end of the play, but he gets the job done.
Nice down block and to try and take away Niles Morgan. Morgan is right here, the middle linebacker. He's a prime run stopper, but you get the big guys out on that second level in the linebacking core. It's hard for that linebacker to scrape off it and get to James Butler there.
13 yards for Butler on his first carry of the game, averaging 4.7 yards per carry so far this season. Back to him again. Decent burst. It's about half of what they need before being stopped by Niles Morgan, a big part of this defense.
Yeah, let's start with that defensive line. Take a look at the starters. Noah Curtis, 4 quarterback sacks. That's tied for the league lead heading into the week. And you go back to the linebacking core. Niles Morgan is the leader in the middle. He leads the team with tackles, but Moncrief's in his 3rd start, trying to bring some veteran experience to this group. And I mentioned the boundary side. Kai Gray and Darius Bratton are both 2 interceptions each. Both got one last week against Ottawa.
2nd and 5 for Bo. Down the field. Bridges goes down to get it and is able to haul it in for a first down. He had just 1 catch last week in that victory. That's his first one here today.
This time he stares down the middle, and then at the very last second snaps his head around to Bridges, and that's right in front of Kai Gray. Playing a little bit off there.
Ticats offense showing some life here. Keandre Smith will slide in behind Mitchell. Now they go back to Butler. Spin move to keep it alive. Pushes ahead. Breaks a tackle and works his way down inside the Edmonton 40.
And interesting how Scott Milanovic has got Hamilton and James Butler going with the pass game. I mean, he's making the catches out of the backfield of late in a big way. Last 2 games versus BC, as a matter of fact, he had 9 catches for over 100 yards in that game. So they're getting him out into some more open area with the passing game, and there's his receiving yards. You can see 80 yards receiving the last 2 games.
Well, even on the season, he's got 233 rushing yards coming into the game, 225 through the air. So it's almost an even split of how this guy can hurt you. Looks like there's an injured Elks defender being looked at right now.
Yeah, I remember,
Curtis.
You try and figure out if the run game is stalling between the tackles, because you want to keep that tailback still involved and keep the focus of the D line and front 7, the linebacking core as well, keep their focus on the tailback first. You can do that by getting them in space with those little swing passes, pushes to the flat, plays like that. And every tailback in the league can do it. They can all catch out of the backfield. That's one of the prerequisites of a back in Canada. Got to be able to catch the ball too. We throw it around a little bit up here.
Yeah, just a tad. He's caught coming into this game. Tack on one more here. He's caught 23 of the 26 thrown in his direction. Now a lot of them he's open. They're check downs.
Swing.
That's what you need. You need to execute. And he's executed.
Yep.
One of his touchdowns through the air. The other one on the ground. Really has been a even split for Butler so far this season. 2nd and 4 for Hamilton. Elks are going to bring some heat. Bo Levi gets it away, and it's incomplete. Looking for Hakunavanu, who had a touchdown in that victory, but that'll bring up 3rd and 4, and a field goal attempt coming.
Well, Mitchell felt the pressure. You see Luchez Purifoy down at the line of scrimmage. That's the safety. He's going on the blitz, as is Niles Morgan. So there's 2 add-ins on the pressure. So Mitchell knows he's got to get rid of it quickly on a hot route. Hakunavanu is on the crosser, and there's Derek Moncrief, and that's why they brought him in. He recognized that play and played the play, cut Hakunavanu off.
Lego 13 of 14 on the season. That one is up. And he knocks it through, and Hamilton gets on the board with 3 of their own. McLeod Bethel-Thompson has started this game 6 for 6.
More of a responsibility. Marcus Howell as well, who's on the sidelines for the first time alongside Jarius Jackson. So it's been a good week for this group. Despite the loss, the group is feeling great. Jackson says the vibe is still upbeat, and they're good about this. And then talking to some of the players, guys, they said they want to get that first win for their new head coach, but the head coach says he's not putting the spotlight on himself one bit.
Drop there from Javon Leake. It is nice to have more time to prep for a game here for Jarius Jackson.
It is, but without going back to some of the discussions about short weeks, not sure we have to revisit that, but I will just say that every team faces it. It's not an excuse. It happens in other leagues. Let's move on.
Yeah, but with a coaching change in a short week.
No, I get it.
I mean, for him, it's tough. I know what you're talking about. More time to prep for head coach game number 2. This time for Jarius Jackson. 2nd and 10. Cloud Bethel Thompson down over the middle again. Incomplete to Mayala. Defended well by Kenneth George, and that'll be a 2 and out for Edmonton, and they'll be forced to kick it away.
Kenneth George runs the route here. I mean, this is an interesting one because this is just a nice dig route right across the middle by Mayala. Needs to come back to the football just a little bit more to create some separation from Kenneth George. He's got 1 pick this year.
Jake Julian averaging 52.7 yards per kick. Ready to let it fly. From the 30 is where he lets it go. And that one out of bounds. And the flag will fly. Well, American Ninja Warrior is back. New ninjas, new obstacles, new episodes. A new American Ninja Warrior Monday on CTV.
Legal punt out of bounds. Edmonton number 9. 7-yard penalty. First down, Hamilton.
You mentioned Hall of Fame career for Bo Levi Mitchell, and I would agree. And think of the big picture and the all-time list. He comes into this game 513 yards from passing Kent Austin and moving into 12th all-time in the Canadian Football League, and could possibly pass Tom Clements before it's over.
Dumps this one back to his running back. Butler picks his way outside the 45, which is where he stops.
Take a look at his career numbers, and I thought he's played well enough to win all season long, but completion percentage at 65 and 35,000 passing yards. 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, and a few championships under his belt.
Couple of them there.
Couple of them.
Needs 4 yards here. We'll bring Butler back in for a quick chat. Play clock ticks down to 5. He'll get it away just in time here. Mitchell far side, and that is broken up. Dunbar waiting, but there's the flag on the play. Jake Taylor, did he arrive too early?
Dunbar is going to run that little curl.
Pass interference. Edmonton number 13. It's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Saying the hit from Taylor from behind was early, and that caused the incompletion. Super slow-mo shows it.
Just brought the hands down, hit Dunbar in the head. Slightly early contact, and that'll give Hamilton a first down on the Edmonton 53. Back to Butler. Butler makes a couple of guys miss. He's got a first down, and he busts through that pile and takes it down inside the 40. A steady diet of James Butler here in the early going.
Nice pull here to get the offensive line out and around, and then a kick out from the receiver, and then Butler does the rest from there.
Butler with 31 yards on 3 carries. 43 yards overall. Pretty much everything so far in the Hamilton offense. Ticats work from the out 39. High snap. Boom. Settles it down. Now takes a shot towards the end zone, but he misses the intended target. Trying to lay one out there for Shamar Bridges.
Yeah, it looks like Bridges just kind of gears down for a split second, and it costs him. He's got the short side of the field here, and he's going to just do that skinny post down the field right around the numbers. And watch how it just sort of hesitates here and then tries to kick it into gear. Just missing.
Bridges, 400 yards receiving on the season coming into this one. Couldn't tack on a big handful there. 2nd and 10 now for the Ticats. Mitchell down the field again, and that one incomplete as well. Looking for Akunavanu.
Ricky had him. He was going to have to feather this throw and try and put it up and over the top to get it to Akunavanu because of the coverage underneath. That was Cordell Jackson that was looking like he might undercut that. So Bo Levi Mitchell throws it out to the outside shoulder right along the sideline, and Akunavanu again, that's back-to-back throws that Mitchell just missed.
Leggio hit from 45 earlier. This one will be from just inside 47. Clock ticks down here in the opening quarter. Leggio's kick is up, and it is through. And we are tied at 6. Couple of field goals for Boris Beatty to get us going. A couple more from Leggio to tie it. 1 quarter in the books between the Ticats and the Elks. It tied at 6 with 15 minutes in the books. Most of what you see from the Ticats so far has come from their running back, James Butler.
Yeah, I like what I see with James Butler in the first quarter, the way they're using him. We've got him in the passing game, too. And for the Elks, I would say Kevin Brown, Kevin Brown, Kevin Brown. Let's go.
I think he's had one touch so far in this ball game. They're using Javon Leake in the running game a little bit as well. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're kind of alternating there, but you know, it's been a long time. I mentioned they're looking for their 700th win, and it's been 317 days since their last win, and Kevin Brown was a big part of that game.
Leaks had 2 carries. Browns had 1. Prukop had 1 short yardage. Cloud Bethel Thompson is 6 of 8 for 66 yards. He'll hand it off again. And that is back to Leak, and he takes it just outside the 45.
You take a look at the 2 backs that, you know, they're going to alternate with, and Javon Leake, and, you know, I get it when you think about his return prowess from last year in the Argos, and you want to get him the ball because of that breakaway ability. You know, but Kevin Brown can churn up that. He can run those physical runs too between the tackle and bring sort of the physicality to the defense.
Well, it looks like they're trying to get Leak more involved here. Brown's had 48 carries in the year. Leak just 14, but Leak's got 3 of the 4 so far today. Back to him again, pushing ahead. And this time he bullies his way down outside the 50, and that'll be an Edmonton Elks first down.
Yeah, and it's not to say that Javon Leake can't play physical. I mean, you know, that was a great example of it. And the offensive line just firing off the ball. They looked like they were in pass protection mode, but they weren't. They came off the ball on the snap, and Leake followed that right side, and Brett Boyko.
Fresh set from the 53. 3 options out to that wide side left here from McLeod Bethel Thompson. Gino Lewis at the bottom of your screen. That's where he's going to look at the and it falls incomplete. Oh boy, I don't think Moxie knew that was right above him.
He didn't. He clearly didn't, because he tips it up and was sort of celebrating, or down at the bottom of your screen. Watch, he's going to fly out here. There he is, tips it up in the air, and doesn't realize that if he just turns right, it fell right beside him.
I think he was mad that he didn't get it.
I didn't catch it. Darn it. Oh, man. Oh, look. Oh.
Tough one for Moxie. Now heaved up there far side, not even close, over the head of Mitchell. Richard Leonard tried to make a play on it, but that'll be 4 straight incompletions for McLeod Bethel Thompson.
Yeah, and I would suggest, well, first of all, Moxie had a pick there, and Leonard had the best chance at that last throw. A lot of talk here in Edmonton. You would know better than anybody.
Well, I live here. I know all elements of the discussion. There's no doubt about that. Julian set to kick it away. Smoke Harris waits for it. Watch it bounce over his head. And that one will trickle into the end zone. We'll go back, grab it, and take a knee. James Butler, nice start to the game, heavily involved in the Ticats offense so far. I'm sure it'll continue here against going early. When he's in the mix, the Ticats are a more dangerous team.
It helps with Bo Levi Mitchell going to play action after they get him established for sure. But just, you know, you got to look at who are your best players offensively and make sure they get some touches. And that's starts at your tailback position for most teams and then goes to that #1 receiver. And for Hamilton, that would be Tim White.
Butler 5'9", but 210. Thick body in there, trying to push ahead. Short pickup this time, as he does get wrapped up on the play.
You know, we talk about it all the time and balance in the offense, things like that. But you know, when you get your tailback established, either in that quick throw passing game or running the ball, you're locking in the attention of the front seven defensively. You're getting their attention. These guys right here. Get their attention. Look at #9 the whole way, and then you'll be slow to drop back underneath a Tim White dig route.
Second and 7 for Bo this time. In trouble. In a lot of trouble, and he'll be taken down by Elliott Brown. Third sack of the season for 41 in green.
Well, this might be one of his best. This is a one-on-one. I mentioned the right tackle, Jordan Murray. This is top of your screen in the corner here is Elliott Brown, and watch the spin move right inside. Just had to cut back, redirect as Bo saw the spin move and was trying to escape out the outside, and Brown redirected and got right in front of him.
3rd and 17. Sentinel lets it go. Going to bounce at the 40. And picked up and stepped out of bounds. 42-yard kick.
Somebody else.
Elliott Brown in the spin cycle, coming after Bo Levi Mitchell. Gets there and takes him down. Edmonton gets the ball back.
Mention of the front seven defensively to the tailback. That's when receivers open up. You take a look at Geno Lewis, who has finally been activated in this offense over the last 2 weeks. 81.5 yards. When you look at the first 4 games, not even close to the same amount of targets. 89 in game 1 versus Ottawa, 74 in game 2.
Start on their 40 here. Handed off to Brown. Found a little bit of space. Pushes ahead just outside the 45 on just his second carry of the game. That one will go for 6.
So and that's the same sort of strategy that we're seeing from Jarius Jackson. So now you've got that established. Got Javon Leake and Brown going a little bit. And now that's where Geno Lewis really becomes important, because that throw that Moxie got his hands on, that was intended to a wide open 87.
Looked like he had him, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll need 4 more here, working from their 46. Near side. And is that held on to? Yes. Strong hands from Gittins Jr. First down, Edmonton.
This is one receiver that McLeod Bethel-Thompson has had great chemistry with all season long. And he goes back to Toronto. We've talked about that, but he just knows where he's going to be. Their timing together is excellent. Look at that tight spiral coming right in your kitchen. There you go.
Third catch of the game for Gittins. He's up to 34 yards. Brown straight ahead, spinning away. Hangs onto that ball, takes it up to midfield.
The Edmonton Elks have not had a 100-yard rushing game as a team this year. So combined. So 0 balance in the Edmonton attack.
Dead last in the league at 61.7 yards per game via the rushing attack.
Seeing a little bit of a change in philosophy already tonight.
2nd and 6. McLeod Bethel-Thompson. Time in the pocket. Now he has to rush away down the field. Dylan Mitchell, first down at
Four-man pressure. Cloud Bethel-Thompson is patient. I thought he was going to run right into a sack there. It looked like he was escaping in the wrong place. Mitchell has to keep working. Now he runs his dig. That's his initial route. Now it's scramble rules. Find a spot. Get open. Find a little hole. Give your quarterback a target.
Peters was there to finish him off. 1st and 10 from the Hamilton 47. Elks in a mad rush here. Get that ball off just in time, and it goes absolutely nowhere. What happened on that play? They kind of called everybody back, and then they realized there's about 7 seconds on the play clock and had to rush back up.
Yeah, I actually heard a couple of players yelling timeout, timeout, timeout. They didn't get that. And then they realized that they're running out of the 20-second play clock and going to get a delay of game penalty.
Well, they could have used the timeout there.
Absolutely.
As opposed to rushing back up to the line of scrimmage. Ended up losing 3. 2nd and 13. That one hops in and is incomplete.
So opening drive of the game, the Elks get deep into Hamilton territory and then take a sack, end up with a field goal. They get a turnover from their defense in plus territory. They throw a 6-yard play when they needed 8 and take a field goal. Here they're cross center. Looks like they got something going with Kevin Brown and a little bit of balance, and then have a mix-up in the play call.
Julian lets it fly. A lot of juice on this one. Into the end zone again. And through. Just a beautiful Scats offensive line doing a good job keeping Bo Levi Mitchell upright so far this year. For more, let's send it down to Tom Gazzola.
Yeah, and Bo Levi Mitchell saying, with no disrespect whatsoever to all the great players and linemen he played with in Calgary, that this is absolutely by far the best group he has played with, and that's saying something, guys. Bo Levi Mitchell says the group gets along really well. They crack jokes on one another. They coach each other up. They trust each other. And they even have a trip to a cottage planned out coming up soon. So the other thing, too, is the line has done a good job keeping Levi Mitchell from getting sacked and hurt. They've allowed 11 so far this year, 10 going into week 8, and that was 3rd best in the league. And speaking of a former member of the Green and Gold who said he absolutely hated Bo Levi Mitchell for 7 seasons, he says that's certainly not the case anymore. David Beard also adding that this is an absolutely fantastic group to play with.
David Beard, of course, a longtime member, Grey Cup champion with Edmonton, and was joking with us on a call this week that I used to hate Bo Levi, but now I love him. 2nd and 1 here. Leitra in, short yardage, pushing ahead, gets right to where he needed to be.
Well, we were discussing the O-line. There was a big hit over there on the outside on that 1st down play. It's just a little swing pass out of the backfield to James Tucker. Watch this. There you go. Nick Anderson. Caught him.
Gonna feel that one.
They get the 1st down. And hey, real smart that Bo Levi Mitchell calls this current O-line the best one he's ever played with. That's a smart move.
1st and 10. Back to Butler, pushing his way through. He's too big. Comes up just shy of another Hamilton 1st down with 5:40 on the clock in the 1st half.
Yeah, and this isn't an excuse for the way the Ticats have started the year with their 5 straight losses and then getting that 1st win against Toronto. But, you know, the O-line started with experience in the interior, and Brandon Revenberg and Beard and Woodmansey. Experience and top quality O-linemen in the interior, but they started with rookies on the outside at tackles. And, you know, and they've gone through 3 different guys at right tackle. And Jordan Murray starts tonight. So it's been, you know, this was the youngest team on by age average that in the entire league to start the season. Again, not an excuse for the Ticats to lose 5 in a row and lose some close ones, but they have been a real young team. They were young at corners. They were young at tackle some key positions. They revamped their defensive line in the offseason. So Scott Milenovich has had to work to bring this group together, and they've got a one-game win streak going.
Couldn't get it on second down. They're going to try to push ahead here on 3rd and inches this time. Litre steps in. Edmonton's defense looking for a big stop, pushing ahead. He's got it more than enough. Found a hole and busted through it.
He chose 57 this time. He said, I think Brandon Revenberg is going to be the guy that I'm going to follow on this 3rd down play.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, 57 just to the left of him. Let's see, I'm going to go right behind him. There he is. He gets not only does he get a good block on 2 guys in the front 7, he turns them inside. So Litre can pick up 2 or 3.
Ticats from the 47. Butler this time is going to take a loss. Knocked down at the 50. Nick Anderson in on it again. He gets around, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he sees that he's got a tight end in Tuck, really the fullback, playing like in a tight end position. So he sees him disappear. It's not his responsibility. His responsibility is to step up and be contained. He does that nicely, gets help from Niles Morgan coming inside out, but it was that initial push by Anderson that made the difference.
Ticats need 13 here. Mitchell looking over the middle, now down the near sideline for Bridges. No, incomplete. Bridges working against Kai Gray. Pretty good battle, but 17 couldn't come up with it. Taking it inside, 3 minutes here in the first half. Ticats, Elks fired up to wrap up week 8 in the Canadian Football League.
Bethel Thompson, good and bad. We got James Butler. We got some pressure on Bo Levi Mitchell. We have all the highlights from week number 8 featuring guess who, Lord?
Templeton of House.
Red Black.
Halftime just around the corner. And that one is hammered into the end zone.
Yeah, both these punters don't want to be getting singles.
That's
they want to be
straight
putting
singles
it down
for the punters,
putting
yeah.
it down deep. But let's go back to that nice defensive play by Kai Gray. You know, and I think it's important to mention that there's some hand fighting going on both ways here, and the official, I believe, does the right thing in not throwing a flag and letting the guys determine the outcome. There was no challenge from Scott Milenovich, and also opens up the thought that they're going to let a little of this hand fighting go. I think it's a good thing, but that's got to be kept in the minds of the command center as well. If there is a challenge for pass interference in this game somewhere down the road, keep in mind they're letting them go a little bit.
That one bouncing away. It'll be ruled incomplete. Arkell Smith had some speed when he caught that one, didn't he? Too much, couldn't hang on.
He had the speed and he wanted to hit it and get some of those yak yards, but was juggling the football. So this goes down as an incomplete pass. Robert Panabaker comes up and makes the hit. Playing for Stavros Katsatonis at safety.
Second and 10. 3 options out to the left. MBT will look down the field near side and misses Urjumayala, who is working against Kenneth George.
Fans are getting a little restless on some of these incompletions from number 10. I know the panel is going to talk a little McLeod Bethel Thompson at halftime.
He's 2 for his last 9.
I'll be listening in, because it looks like for the most part now that drop by Arkell Smith,
that was thrown well.
Yeah, not his fault.
Julian's going to kick it back to the Ticats with a lot of time. This one blocked at the 30, picked up. Now it's just laying there. Ticats scoop it up, and they're going to take over deep in Edmonton territory. DQ Thomas comes up with it. They've done done it again, haven't they?
Got the first win, got some help from their defense, got some help from their special teams against Toronto. Litre, big block. Back-to-back games with a block punt. Thor comes up with it.
And here's tonight's.
Litre was right there again.
Kobe Jones might have got a piece
might
of
have
it.
been Kobe Jones that got his hand on it. I think it was, but Litre was very close to getting the second one. And DQ Thomas got it.
Just like that, instant field position for Bo Levi Mitchell. Ticats find themselves in the red zone. From the Edmonton 12, Mitchell fakes it over the middle, wide open, big hit, touchdown, as he drops it in to Giovanni Robinson. And he's got Hamilton on top for the first time today.
Just a flare route here from James Butler to draw the linebacker's attention. Again, get the attention on the tailback so that the tight end can slip through and get in behind coverage. Robinson lined up as a tight end there, and you see the move, the strong push from Elliott Brown to go up the field and try to get to James Butler, and he just lets the tight end go right down the middle.
Nobody picked him up, left wide open, and the Ticats get it done. One quick play after the block punt, and they're on top, 14-8. First career touchdown for Giovanni Robinson.
Let's go back to Kobe Jones out of Mississippi State, setting this all up with great field position for the offense, getting that big right arm, a nice reach there to the kick point, blocking that one, scooped up by Thomas, which sets up this tight end over the middle, takes a big hit. Robinson with his first TD.
Robinson's a big boy. He's 6'8". 6'8", 225 out of Barry University.
Don't even feel those when you score. You know, when you score, you don't feel those big hits. That was Nick Anderson doing his part, trying to dislodge the ball, but
there's only one thing he'll remember. Yep, touchdown.
One for the trophy case.
Well, special teams gets it started for the Ticats, and then the offense takes care of business. And Edmonton about to get the ball back again. 2:26 on the clock. Legio drops it in there, taken just inside the 20 by Leak, and he has nowhere to go. Daniel Bell with the tackle. Cloud Bethel Thompson, 8 of 15 for 79 yards. Started the game 6 of 6. Had to settle for a couple of field goals. Now finds his team in a hole. They'll hand it off. Brown pushing ahead with a man draped on his back, but he gets a decent pickup on first down.
Yeah, it's the 2 of the last 9. That's the question for the Elks, and Kevin Brown's slow to get up here.
Well, Brown tackled from behind, I believe, on this play. And he usually bounces back up in these situations, but not this time.
I think it was Noah Taylor that's going to make initial. Well, he gets blocked, so it wasn't Taylor.
Casey Sales hanging on his back.
Yeah, Sales from behind, and it looks like he just landed on that left shoulder.
It's about 280 pounds of Sales. Yeah, looked like he left for his shoulder, didn't he?
Right for the shoulder.
Now Brown has been a great find for Edmonton. Brought him in a couple of years ago, kind of burst onto the scene. And then last year, one of their steadiest pieces of the offense, 1,141 yards on the ground last year, another 222 through the air, 5 total touchdowns. And now,
but yeah, you know, in their last win, which was 317 days ago, Kevin Brown had 175 yards rushing that night.
he's capable of that, right? He has that ability. We'll get looked at on the sideline here. They have been using Javon Leake, so.
And in 2 minutes, he'll get a chance to take off the shoulder pads and
see him trying to lift his arm up there.
Get a little bit of a look from the trainers and then see if he can return in the second half.
Got 7 yards, 7 hard yards there for Brown. So 2nd and 3 for NBT in this Edmonton offense. They'll stay on the ground again. Leake trying to push his way ahead, kind of bouncing around. And eventually he falls well beyond that first down marker. Edmonton will move the chains.
Yeah, good job sticking with it, keeping the legs moving. Even with initial contact, only about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. Kept the legs moving, kept driving, kept driving. EQ Thomas made first contact, and he got to the secondary by the time he got pulled to the ground. That's earning the 7. Was it 7?
He's over.
No, 7 yards on that.
Yeah, but he's over 6 yards per carry so far in this game, which is more success than they've had in the running game at any point this year. 7 more there.
Well, there's no question that Jarius Jackson is trying to get balance in the offense tonight.
Flag sits at the 50. This one came out late, didn't it? Yeah. Is this going to be against Edmonton? I believe it's going to be against Gittens.
Wow, there was something said.
Gittens must have said something.
Talking to Wilson.
Be a pretty vicious chirp to draw the flag there. Officials still discussing this right at midfield.
Well, it depends if they're going to go
off. 2 fouls after the play,
yeah,
both misconduct fouls, 10 yards to Hamilton number 15 and Edmonton number 19. It's 2nd down.
All right, so in the end they'll saw it off, and it'll be 2nd down and 3.
Again, we could get to it, but I a little quicker. But I like the idea of this type of thing. 2 guys getting a little bit of something going after the whistle. Call them both, and let's move on.
Critical game for both of these clubs as they look to keep their seasons alive here. Cloud Bethel Thompson gets that one away, and the catch is made. Dylan Mitchell able to hang on to it, and they'll march it on to the Ticats side of the field.
A little hesitation when he makes the break, and that freezes Richard Leonard just long enough, just enough space.
Just over 120 remaining. Ton of time here. 1st and 10 from the Hamilton 51. Trying to drop it over the middle. Looking for Gittens again, but Panabaker's there. Got a hand on it and knocked it away.
Second start for Panabaker. We've seen a hit that dislodged a ball now. That was a forced incompletion by 24, and this time we're going to see the safety. He's not in your screen just yet, but as he crosses the field there, comes underneath, doesn't grab the right shoulder of Gittens. Plays with confidence. Nice knockdown.
Getting a chance with Katsatonis currently injured. First-year man out of Western. 2nd and 10. Pressure coming right up the middle. He'll get it away, and is that intercepted on the far side? Stepping in, it's Peters, his 2nd of the season, and the Ticats take
That was intended for Geno Lewis. He's only had a couple of targets tonight, but that one was intended on a curl. He's outside here, and on this curl, I'll show you when the ball has to go, and we'll try and freeze it at that time. The ball's got to be gone now, so that when he turns around, he's actually got his hands up ready to catch the football. Wait. That's too long. Good DBs. Jamal Peters jumps this one. Good DBs will come out of their break in a hurry, break downhill and cut underneath those. Got to be on time.
Cloud Bethel Thompson 3 for his last 12 with an interception to end the half here. Bo Levi Mitchell wants more. Down the field, trying to lay it in there, looking for Tim White. Darius Bratton in coverage, and White can't hang on.
You know, say what you want about Chris Jones, and it didn't work out for him, and they moved on from Coach Jones, but he did find some good players here in Edmonton over the last couple of years, and Darius Bratton and Kai Gray are two of them. I mean, those are two great boundary DBs that are playing very well despite the record for the Edmonton Elks.
Both of them with multiple interceptions on the season. 2nd and 10 for Bull. Edmonton's going to bring everybody wide open. Hakulavanu, he's got some space and he's off to the races. Hakulavanu down to the 30. He's going to take it to the 10. He won't be caught. Touchdown, Ticats. 2 weeks in a row for Hakulavanu. This one goes for 66, and they blow it open late in the first half.
When you get the sudden change turnover, you got to make that team pay for the turnover with great offense. Get it down the field and put a major on the board. That's how you win football games. Bo Levi Mitchell knows that better than anybody. He gets full pressure, as you mentioned, Dustin. Everybody, they send the house there. Cunovano is the blitz beater. He comes inside on that quick slant and then just runs away from the entire secondary. Wow, little hesitation right when he caught the ball, as if they were waiting for it to bounce off him or something. And he split them and went right to the house.
Cunovanu gets home, and now a 21-8 lead. What a swing late here in the second quarter. Cunovanu went to Edmonton High School, McNally. Played some junior football here as well. Now he finds the end zone in a town he used to call home.
Well, he's the wide receiver out there, and he is going to he's the blitz breaker. Look where his eyes are. His eyes are at the line of scrimmage. He's looking at this group right here thinking, okay, that's a blitz. I got to go inside and get available really quickly. And then the hesitation from 4 DBs for the Elks is the question mark, because he just split them and took off. We've seen him. He's got great speed down the field.
How about the burst here, though? 6'4". See ya.
Boy, he was arrows up in Calgary for those first couple of years, and Peter's going to celebrate that interception because it turns into 7. And, you know, and then he had that, Cunovano had that couple of games where he had some key drops for Stamps. I think his confidence got shaken up a little bit there.
Here's a weird stat. He's got 5 catches this season. 3 of them are for touchdowns.
Yeah, but he's got all the ability. Got speed, big target, good hands. Just has to keep that confidence up.
Tackle made by Ryan Baker on that return.
Now, interesting halftime for the Elks. Jarius Jackson looks at the numbers, and we're just going to we won't say anything. Just, you wonder if they're going to discuss it. I mean,
look, here, I'll say it. Well, MBT did not throw a touchdown pass last week. He's not throwing a touchdown pass here. He's 3 for 12 with an interception. Yeah, I mean, the case is made for maybe he's 0-6 on the year. The case is made for maybe a different look. Those are just honest facts.
Well, listen, you can change your running back, you can change an O-lineman, you can change a DB, you can change a linebacker and a D-lineman, and your team can look the same. Pretty much the same. You change that position, you change the quarterback position, and you put that guy and his athletic ability, that's a completely different look for your entire team. So, yeah, I think that discussion would be or should be had at halftime.
Edmonton was up 6-0. They've been outscored 21-2 since then. MBT in trouble, escapes on the run, out to his left, down the field, misses him. Gavin Cobb was there waiting, and the Boo Birds are out at Commonwealth.
But, you know, it's all good for this play for McLeod Bethel-Thompson. He escapes, he gets outside, he's in the open, he's got a chance to hit an open target, and
just over 20 seconds left to go. Jake Julian will kick this away. It's a chance of we want Trey here at Commonwealth. Smoke Harris goes back to grab it, takes it at the 15, assesses the situation, and gets wrapped up before getting it back up to the 25 with 9 seconds remaining. And what's been a disastrous finish to the half for the home side.
Boy, I'm real happy for Luther Akunavanu, who makes that big play and really, takes that it's kind of like the kick to the solar plexus play against the Elks. And, they pick up the blitz. They went with full pressure. Luther Akunavanu has been one of those guys that I thought, man, the sky's the limit for him, and he just had that lull in Calgary. 5th-round draft pick back in 21 for the Calgary Stampeders. But I'm sure the coaching staff for Edmonton will be talking about their quarterback situation. And
if you weren't going to go to him here, I'm not sure how many other spots there would be. Akunavanu, just the one catch, but it went for 66 yards. It's his 3rd touchdown of the season. And look at this. He gets it, and then
the burst.
Boom. See you later. Kai Gray, Purifoy, no chance. As Akunavanu with the house call. Look at the stride on this guy. Galloping down the field.
Great recognition and great speed after the catch.
He is standing by.
It sounds like, well, he said it. He's going back to him.
Now we'll see how this plays out. There's the second half.
There's the hill. Jarius Jackson is standing on that hill, and he's standing there with McLeod Bethel-Thompson. They're going to try and live or die on that hill.
They're going to need him to step up if they're going to get their first win of the season. Started 0 of 9 last year. If there's no second half comeback, they are 0-7 to start this campaign. Bo Levi Mitchell, on the other hand, had that big one for a touchdown and a couple of touchdown passes in that first half.
Well, the great play by Akunavanu in the second quarter. But yeah, I thought they used James Butler very well in the first half. Got him out of the backfield, got him running. That was the decoy for James Butler, and tight end Robinson catching that one. There's a Akunavanu play. So recognized the blitz, both receiver and quarterback, and made Edmonton pay for that blitz.
The only player with multiple catches in the first half from Bows, James Butler, his running back. Mitchell thought about going downfield early. Now he'll dump it off. And that is pushed ahead. Second catch of the day for Giovanni Robinson. Had the touchdown late in the first half.
Giovanni Robinson is a big dude. Oh, yeah. I know you mentioned that in the first half, but watch the stiff arm here. That's Nick Anderson again. We've seen Nick Anderson bring it a couple of times. He can hit. He's a striker at the linebacking core, and Robinson's holding his own and then some.
6'8", just 225. Big lanky body. A couple of catches so far on the ground. Butler, spin move into nowhere as he gets walloped, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Scott Milanovic has got to
It looks like they're going to go for it.
See exactly where it is. It's a yard, but it's a full yard.
So Litre, who's handled a lot of this, is out there. Taylor Powell will slide out of the way. Litre will step in. Big play here early in the half. 3rd and 1. Litre trying to push ahead. And they get the job done again. Offense will stay on the field for the Ticats.
Short yardage in the league is at 92% success rate. The entire league has their own short yardage teams, their wedge teams. Getting Litre in there, and that is a unique way to look at it. BC Lions do a similar thing as well, with a big fullback taking the snap from center.
Ticats 0-4 versus the West. Heavy West schedule for the Ticats to open their season. Looking to pick up their first win against the West today. Butler, a little bit of space. Lowers the boom at the end of the play, takes it beyond the 40. His team leading 3rd catch of the ball game.
We mentioned early on that Bo Levi Mitchell has that great win-loss record against Edmonton. He's very comfortable playing on this turf, in this field, in this city. He was a member of the Calgary Stampeders, and you know, sometimes it's a good play, sometimes it's not, but you see just the calm, cool, collected Bo Levi Mitchell, the veteran quarterback, just get him lined up again, call it on the line, and let's go.
They'll need 3 more. Is it back to Butler? It is. Straight up the middle. Got 3. And tack on about 6 or 7 more after he picked up the first down.
How about Butler on the last 2nd down? He tried the spin move. No spin move this time. Not this time. Butler's going to take this one, and it's no spin move. It's straight towards the line. Let's go downhill, get the pad level down, and go get it.
A nice escort there from David Beard. And a fresh set for the Ticats, up to their own 54. Leading by 13. Keandre Smith will slide over, and they'll come back around and block for Butler. Butler, this time, gobbled up after a pickup of about 2.5 yards.
Well, that helps the defense. You get a couple of yards, and now you got a real true 2nd and long. So Jason Shivers, the defensive coordinator, now he's, remember on the blitz late in that first half, was beat by Kunavanu for the big touchdown. So does that mean Jason Shivers is going to now be reluctant to send full pressure? We'll see. It would be this situation right here that he would.
2nd and 7. Nope, they'll bring just 4. Mitchell flushed out of the pocket on the run. Bo looking for the first down. Head first, and he's got it.
Does it once a game. He'll do this once a game.
Keep you somewhat honest.
Well, you know, he sees the natural gap here. So he feels like, depending on what happens with the block setting up, I might have a lane to the right. It could be a little pre-snap read, and then goes in, knows exactly where the marker is, and a wise decision to not only dive, but dive head first. Seen a couple of guys take some hits when they go feet first.
There is a discussion. Officiating crew with Bo Levi.
Discussing where that spot was.
They're gonna back this up.
Well, they're taking it back 2 yards, which would make it short.
Yeah, it'd be 3rd and out a yard, maybe a little bit more. This would be Litre time.
The command center can help in real time with the spotting of the ball. He's down right there, so I think they're right. Like, he rolls to the line, which was the 45, but when he goes head first, it's the moment he is down and gives himself up.
Now this is Mitchell this time. Turns, hands it off to Butler. Butler has enough. And he'll take it down inside the Edmonton 45. A little bit of a different look there on 3rd and short.
Well, plus territory, and I'm surprised more teams don't do this. Leave your offense in, basically, and just run a play. I mean, you got to defensively spread out to cover down everybody. And you got your regular offense on the field.
Opened up enough there for Butler. 4 receivers, wide side left for Mitchell. Comes the other way, has a completion to Bridges. And Bridges takes it down just outside the red zone. His 2nd catch of the ball game.
He's working one-on-one with Kai Gray here, and it looks to me like Gray thought he had inside help. He does slip on the break trying to get to him, but it looked like he thought he might have a linebacker inside, and there was nobody there. So an easy throw and catch with a nice lane for Bo Levi Mitchell to put it right between the 1 and the 7.
Hamilton will work from the Edmonton 21. Tim White slides in behind. His quarterback does not have a catch yet in this game. They'll hand it off to Butler. Elliott Brown, among others, on the tackle. Sean Oakman there for Edmonton, too.
Real methodical drive for Scott Milanovich's offense here. Couple throws. Bethel Thompson is going to start this 2nd half, according to Jarius Jackson.
Got a lot of time to wait as Hamilton, you'll get some of their other plays. Quick drive, one off a turnover, one off a block. This one, the offense has actually moved the ball all the way down the field.
Heating up this 3rd quarter.
2nd and 5 here. Wide open, it's White down the sideline to the end zone. And he's in. Touchdown, Ticats. Tim White's first catch of the game is a major. And Bo Levi has thrown for 3.
He showed you Jason Shivers, the defensive coordinator for Edmonton, to, wondering would he go back to that full blitz that he got beat on from Acunavano in the 1st half, and he doesn't. Throughout that whole drive, he was dropping his linebackers off, wasn't sending a lot of pressure, and Bo Levi Mitchell just stood back there and kind of picked apart that zone defense.
Mitchell, 10 of
Previous
17
play is under review by the command
for
center.
3 touchdowns. They're going to take a look. Maybe did one of his feet go out on the way down the sideline? At least that's what the command center quickly looked at.
Good.
And now they say the touchdown is indeed good. And Leggio will come out with a chance to make it a 20-point game. 2nd touchdown of the season for Tim White. Drive that took almost half the quarter. Leggio knocks it through. It was an 11-play, 85-yard drive that ends in the hands of Tim White, and he takes it all the way to the end zone.
That touchdown drive for Hamilton looked like a real stress-free drive for Bo Levi Mitchell. Just high percentage throws. He goes 4 for 4, 54 yards on some check downs, some short throws, a little bit of run mixed in there, which was basically the game plan from the beginning. If there was a little bit of stress, might have been on that run by Bo himself, but gets down into plus territory, takes up 7 minutes and 23 seconds, goes 85 yards in 11 plays, touchdown to finish it off.
Just 10 passes completed in this game for Bo, but 3 of them going for touchdowns. And his team now leads 28-8.
So let's see the reaction of the crowd here when number 10 goes out there.
Bethel Thompson will get the ball, trailing by 20 midway through the 3rd quarter. And some fans not pleased with that. A few boo birds out in attendance. You guys probably just trying to stay away from the sun.
You think? I think it was a few more than a few.
1st and 10 from the 34. They'll give it to Brown. And he gets about 2 yards on 1st down. Good news is that Brown is back.
Yeah.
He looked like he hurt his shoulder in the first half.
It is good news, and this is a situation where, okay, your coach has given you the confidence, you're McLeod Bethel Thompson, and you need to throw a 1st down throw here.
Gotta happen.
If he doesn't have a 1st down throw in this situation, the fans are going to start to believe that this is a fireable offense.
2nd and 8. They'll bring 4. McLeod Bethel Thompson over the middle, and that is broken up. Looking for Gavin Cobb. Moxie and George were there, and a 2 and out turns into a boo and out for the fans here in Edmonton.
That was a well-covered receiver that McLeod Bethel Thompson tried to get it to.
We did hear Jarius Jackson, the coach himself, in his halftime interview say that they have open bodies out there. They have to start finding. Julian kicks this one away. End over end. Smoke Ayers grabs along the near sideline, and he steps out of bounds. Things go from bad to worse for the Elks and their fans. 4 Pacific on TSN. Mariners, Red Sox, Monday night. Nick Anderson, the Edmonton defense. Got to put together a stop here. Can't allow Hamilton to drive the field for 7.5 minutes like they did to start the quarter.
Nick Anderson had a shot at Tim White before he scored on that last play. He wants to get back out there and make amends.
Started on their 25. Butler reverse. And he almost had enough for the 1st down. Niles Morgan lunging out to take him down.
Well, big lead, 20-point lead. Of course, no lead is ever safe, but this is what you want to do when you do have the 20-point lead, is to grind it out. Although it really hasn't deviated. The Hamilton game plan coming in was Butler, 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 and play action off that, and they've executed it very well.
Quick welcome to everyone joining us on TSN 3 after taking in the Canadian Women's Open. Litre looking for the 1st down. They'll drag them back, but that initial push was more than enough.
Keep in mind that last touchdown drive, Scott Milenovich went for it on 3rd and 2.
He did.
And that was trusting his O-line, trusting sort of the tempo of the game, and Litre to be able to go and get the 2, and he does in this case, and he did that time too.
Well, the Ticats, what can one win do for a team here, Suits?
Yeah,
like they got the one. Can just put together a bit of a run just on confidence.
Well, what it does is it validates your work process.
Okay.
It basically says we're doing the right things. Stay with it. We got the 1st win under our belt. Stick with it. Our quarterback's throwing for 300 a game. We can make this happen. Get on a roll.
Butler again for about 4 yards up to the Hamilton 40, and it'd be 2nd and very manageable for Bo Levi Mitchell.
Because the Elks right now are fighting self-doubt. They're not sure if they are doing the right things during the work week. They're not sure if they are working enough in the gym, or they should be less in the gym and more in the film room, or whatever. You know, you start to question when you're not winning. You start to wonder what you can do differently. But you get one, and then you get a 2nd one. This is not good news. Tim White down
on a knee.
But you get that second win, and you start to really believe that you are doing the right things throughout the work week.
Ticats will next be at home against Montreal. Edmonton heads to Regina for a battle with the Riders next Saturday, I believe. Tim White up.
But there is one thing about the quarterback position, and it affects obviously all sides of the ball, special teams and defense, everything. A quarterback has got to give you hope. You got to go on the field thinking we have a guy that can get it done. And the question is, do the Elks right now, to a man, believe that Bethel Thompson can get it done?
Well, he hasn't
tonight.
yet.
I'm just talking about tonight.
Tonight. But overall, them as a team have not. Him as a quarterback also unable to push that team.
Doesn't mean they're going to be perfect. And if Jarius Jackson did want to make the change and did go to Trey Ford, he's not going to be perfect either. You know, he might have a couple of 2-and-outs. It might be the first 2 drives that he's 2-and-out. But it may change the rest of the team's level of hope that something can happen. And that's what the quarterback position does for you.
4 minutes remaining, quarter number 3. 4 options out to the left for Bo Levi. Finds Bridges on the crossing route, takes it outside the 50. His 3rd catch of the ball game puts him over 40 yards, I believe.
You have to have 2 guys on the line of scrimmage to make sure it's a legal formation. They get that done even though there was 4 receivers into the boundary, and there's the crossing route from Bridges.
Ticats have moved the ball very efficiently so far in the second half. This from their own 51. Mitchell down the field, trying to drop it in there, and he does. It's Smith all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. Ticats take home another one. 5th of the season for Keandre Smith, goes for 59 yards.
Well, there's a pre-snap read here for Bo Levi Mitchell for sure. And that is, where's the safety? If you're looking deep down the middle, you got to find the safety first. That's Luchez Purifoy. So the quarterback finds the safety. He's down low. Safety's low. They may be rotating, but they don't get there. And in behind coverage, Smith had to go and get it, but does. And that lead grows for Hamilton.
First catch of the game for Smith. Hakunavanu only has 1 as well, but both of them are 59 and 66-yard touchdowns. Ticats up 34-8 are going to go for 2. That'll make it a 28-point cushion. Mitchell looks to the corner. Nobody there. (34-8). It's all Ticats. 4 passing touchdowns for an Edmonton killer and Bo Levi Mitchell. Welcome back to Edmonton. That's a sharp-looking logo on the Elks helmets. It is Indigenous Day here at Commonwealth. For more, let's send it down to Tom Gazzola.
Yeah, Dusty, that is a really nice logo that the Elks debuted last season, and local Métis artist Conrad Plus made that logo and created it for the Elks. And there was also today, as part of the Indigenous Culture Celebration here at Commonwealth Stadium, an Indigenous Makers Market at the Field House. There was also the Cree dance that we saw at halftime, and just good vibes all around, despite what the scoreboard says from an Elk standpoint. Now, there was also something that the Ticats did celebrating Indigenous culture earlier this week. Play It Forward happened at Tim Hortons Field on Tuesday. 150 Indigenous youth got to mingle, hang out, take part in football activities with their favorite Hamilton Tiger Cats, and then all 150 of them will be at the game on Friday against the Montreal Alouettes.
Great program.
Nice. And some really nice art there, too, you saw. Love the logo.
It's kicked away. Mitchell takes it. And Mitchell's looking for some room on the far side of the field. Dylan Mitchell, can he provide a spark? Well, that's something to build on as he's taking it just outside the 40. We got some fine folks just down from us in the booth here. That's Jacob LeBlanc and Wayne Jackson, and they're broadcasting the game in Cree. Let's hear one of their calls. Probably also amazed by the size of the receiver on that touchdown.
Oh boy,
this falls incomplete.
The third quarter is coming to an end here, and his fans are even more restless now.
Hamilton has had the ball for most of the quarter. 11 minutes and 24 seconds to be exact.
The last time the Elks won a game, 317 days ago. Trey Ford was their starting quarterback. It was against Saskatchewan.
2nd and 10. MBT hits. He goes down. And the Ticats defense gets to him again. 2 and outs in the half for MBT in the Edmonton offense.
Trey Ford in that game 317 days ago threw for 173 yards, I believe. A touchdown throw in that. Also rushed 8 times for 70 yards.
This is hanging up there. So nowhere to go on that return.
This is why this is such of a puzzle, because let's take you back to September 15th of last year, the last time the Elks won a football game. They've lost 10 straight, but this was their last win. Trey Ford was the starter. Just an example of some of the magic out there. Moving around, making people miss, finding a target down the field. I mentioned he rushed 8 times for over 70 yards and a touchdown. Oh, and by the way, that night, because of the rushing threat from Trey Ford, Kevin Brown had 175 yards rushing. It looked to me like they were building a winning formula with both of those guys working in tandem. So, you know, I get bringing in the veteran quarterback, and I get trying to keep growing with Trey Ford and having McLeod Bethel-Thompson in the offseason and then that acquisition and bring him in, and I get all that. But this is a different situation, and now it's just, I mean, you're throwing him out there with basically 0 chance to come back and win if you play him in the 4th quarter. It looks like he may be. But just a puzzling decision, a very interesting decision, let's just put it that way, from Jarius Jackson to start this second half.
2nd and 5 for the Ticats. Completely control the 3rd quarter. Mitchell drops this one in there neatly just outside the 30. Back to Shamar Bridges for his team-leading 4th catch of the ball game.
You know, I hear the narrative that all the time that, well, you don't want to rush Trey Ford because you won't want to mess with his confidence. What? Like, I couldn't disagree with that more. I mean, he's already played.
Yeah, he's played half the season.
Their 4 wins last year. He was the starting quarterback. And by the way, he's 2-0 against Hamilton.
Final play of the 3rd quarter. Back to Butler again. And he is taken down on the tackle by Noah Taylor to wrap up the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter action is on the way in a game that the Ticats have simply taken over. Bo Levi Mitchell, 240 yards, 4 touchdown passes, including that one to Keandre Smith.
But maybe this is a chance for him to start to take over here a little bit. And again, this is not to try and blame McLeod Bethel-Thompson, but this was a game where it doesn't matter if it was McLeod Bethel or anybody. That first half was pointing directly to a quarterback change. I mean, it didn't make any sense. So
They once led this game 6-0. Since then, they've been outscored 34-2. Akuna Vanu hangs on to this one and takes it just outside the Ticats 50.
But I mentioned temper expectations because now, without the game plan being built around him, this massive deficit with players, you know, feeling it, like they're not playing with the same intensity. I mentioned about giving the rest of your team hope, the quarterback position, and they don't have it right now, Edmonton. So he's got to deal with that and try and do his thing. But it looks like we're going to see him.
1st and 10 for Mitchell, who's just been casually picking them apart in the second half. Handoff to Butler. Good effort to actually get it beyond the line of scrimmage after it looked like initial contact was at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but there's been some lackadaisical effort from the Elks defense in this third quarter and moving into the second half. And you know, I'm not saying that Hamilton hasn't earned it. I just mean that they're hitting in the gut too.
Special teams an advantage for the Ticats in this game as well. Had a big block punt that kind of got them going. Mitchell upright all day, wide open, Smith. And he's going to spin ahead, and he'll find a first down for the Ticats.
Yeah, Keandre Smith takes a bit of a chance here to come back. He's going to go and run this curl. And when he does, he catches the ball and then comes back a couple of steps. Watch him step around and turn. When you do that, you're taking a bit of a risk that you're giving up the first down, but he went and got it.
Mitchell has spread the ball around. 7 different receivers with catches. Dunbar has been targeted 3 times, does not have a catch yet. Had 3 last week for 55 yards. Butler again. And he'll take it down just inside the Edmonton 45. That's his 17th carry of the ball game. Grinding out 86 yards in the process.
Yeah, we'll see more and more in this fourth quarter too with this lead.
Butler's season high 114, has just one 100-yard rushing game, trending towards another here with the game script that we're seeing in quarter number 4. Hamilton needs 7 more to keep this drive alive as well. There will be a flag at the snap.
Procedure. Hamilton number 69. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Jordan Murray, the right tackle,
who has played pretty well tonight. I mean, the reason I know that is that we haven't talked about him much. I mean, he
got spun on one time by Elliott Brown.
Elliott Brown made that one play, got a sack when he pretty nice spin move and then redirected to Bo Levi Mitchell. But other than that one, I think Jordan Murray's played nice, put a good game together over there at that right tackle, and the run yards is an indication by Butler.
The Elks, I believe they lost Noah Curtis in the first half. He was tied for the league lead in sacks. Haven't seen him since. Mitchell down the field. There's Dunbar, wide open, down inside the 10. And his first catch of the game has the Ticats knocking on the door for more.
Right in between the zone coverage. Bo's so good. If you're going to drop off, he'll surgically pick you apart. That was in behind the short flat coverage and in front of the deep coverage, the deep outside third coverage. I believe it was Cordell Jackson trying to get to it.
Well, and that's Taylor in the game. Marcus Lewis, who had an interception, also left this game in the first half and did not return. And Mitchell has taken advantage of it. He's at 309 yards passing, his 4th 300-yard game of the season. Looking for a 5th passing touchdown. Wide open in the corner, too easy. Tim White hauls it in. A 5-pack for Bo Levi. And the Ticats embarrassing the Elks in Edmonton.
everyone expecting a little run here with a new set to James Butler. Then there's the play action. Pull it. Freezes everybody. Takes their attention for a split second. Wide open and behind everybody was Tim White. Couple scores. Another guy it's good to see that's back. Everybody has that time when they're either it's a game or two where it's not you're fighting it. It's just not happening and you're fighting it. Tim White started the season that way and exercised those demons against Ottawa, and I think it was week 3 or 4.
That is up, and it is through. Second touchdown of the game for Tim White. Caps off a 10-play, 92-yard drive that took just over 4 minutes as the Ticats toy with the Elks.
The pocket passer tenfold. So you combine, even if that's a bit of an exaggeration for a teammate, combine that with
Tyler Chernelski with the special teams blow on Gavin Cobb.
Here he comes.
Round of cheers.
So even if it's a bit of an exaggeration, you add his athletic ability to the improvement in the pocket. And again, let's temper expectations with 9:59 to go and you're down by that much. But
oh, it's a different look.
Should have been halfway through the second quarter. Definitely halftime. But let's see.
Starts here on the Edmonton 23. Hands it off on the draw to Leak, and he's got a first down for Edmonton. They haven't been using him in the return game here in the second half, but they'll get him back out here on the rushing attack.
The moment number 2 steps on the field, it changes the approach for the defensive line. They know what he can do athletically, so they're going to be more cautious up front, not just pin their ears back.
Ford throwing here, has a completion up to midfield, and it's his good buddy Gavin Cobb who hauls it in. Found Cobb on the run. His first catch of the ball game goes for 20. Ford down the field again, and that one through the hands of Gavin Cobb. Put it on him, but he couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, he did. He put it on him, and Cobb points right to himself and says, sorry about that one, because nice look off. That's Trey Ford looking the coverage off and then going back to the backside post. And Cobb did 2 things. He didn't gear down when he saw that opening and the ball in the air, but he still had a great shot on the back shoulder to pull that down and just went through his hands.
2nd and 10 for the Elks on the Hamilton 53. Ford dumps it off to Leak, gets the block and gets a first down as the Edmonton offense gets something going here late in the game.
D-line again just spying. They're basically almost not rushing, a little bit from Barlow, but they're coming out of their stance, the Hamilton D-line, and very cautious up front.
1st and 10 from the 41. Ford in the trouble this time, takes off on the run. There he goes down to the 40. Takes a blow just inside the 35, and they'll be a couple of yards away from another first down.
Well, he can run now. Legitimate threat to beat you with his legs. That last win, 70 yards and a touchdown. He wants to get down a little bit earlier, but
2nd and 1. Ford keeps it himself and looks as though he has enough for the first down.
Take a look at his rushing yardage from a year ago. Again, the 4 wins for Edmonton. Trey Ford was the starter in all 4 games, and most rushing yards by a Canadian quarterback all time. the MOP nominee, the Outstanding Canadian nominee.
1st and 10 from the Hamilton 30. That one batted down at the line. Was looking for Geno Lewis. Kyle Wilson got a hand on it.
Well, that's what the D-line might have to do, because they're not rushing with that same intensity up the field like they would with a drop back pocket passer, and the guy that can escape like Ford can. They're clearly have talked about being more cautious. In fact, at times they've only, in a couple times in this drive, they've only sent 3.
Second and 10 for Ford. Down the field, lays one out there, and there will be flags on the play. Dylan Mitchell looks like he's drawn one. The Ticats are going to say it's going the other way, but get another look at this.
And they may say it's not really catchable, but I think he was trying to break back to the corner. Outside move, and then he was going to cut
pass interference. Hamilton number 23, automatic first down.
No challenge.
Milanovic holding the flag. Decides not to throw it. And his team leading 41-38. Ball will be placed on the Hamilton 5. Trey Ford looking to finish a touchdown drive here.
Quarterback draw.
9th play of this drive. Ford lays it out there, looking for Gittens, but it falls in front of him.
There was a communication issue again. Gittens supposed to sit there. He expected an inside cut.
Yet another crack at it here. Edmonton has not found the end zone thus far today. Ford, corner, lays it out there, hauled in, touchdown Edmonton. Gittens will boot it away. Trey Ford's got a passing touchdown.
Ford just talks to his receiver, says we're going to go for 2. We're down in a deep hole. Might as well go for 2 on this. That's a great adjustment. A great adjustment by Curly Gittens Jr. to contort backwards and come up with that. And the Elks will go for 2.
Third touchdown of the season for Gittens.
To see a different level,
Hamilton's
right?
challenging the previous play for offensive pass interference. The play will be reviewed.
Milanovic is going to challenge for the offensive pass interference.
Okay.
Little push by Gittens to open himself up.
We'll take another look, because there's Gittens right there. Did you give him a little push? No.
Not from that angle. See the side angle. Let's take a look at this one. Looked like a push that changed the defender's momentum in any way, did it?
No.
Working against Destin Talbot.
No
Maybe a
way.
little tic-tacky if they end up overturning that one, I think.
No way.
All right, let's get what should be an obvious ruling, but here we go.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Hamilton, by challenging and losing a challenge, lost a timeout.
Milanovic
Touchdown
says
to
with this lead in 5:59, I don't want to go to the locker room with the challenge flag in my back pocket. I might as well take a shot.
Edmonton will go for 2. Try to make it a 41-16 ball game. Ford gets it away, and that one falls incomplete. Was looking for Cobb, working against Kenneth George, but Cobb could not get back to it. That was a 10-play, 88-yard drive that took less than 4 minutes. Trey Ford finds Gittins, and he's got his first touchdown pass.
He came on late in the fourth quarter with a massive deficit and really went to work. 10 plays, 88 yards, and in 3 minutes and 58 seconds, Trey Ford had the Edmonton offense in the end zone. Now, did you notice, partner, a little more jump in the step of everybody else? And that's a big catch by Gittins right there.
Tough to get a jump when you're down by this much,
Sure,
but there was a little bit.
There was.
Yeah. Beatty. Onside kick. Not going to work.
Whoa.
Not how they drew it up. Tough season for Beatty. Continues. We've lost a business. Just an absolutely horrible week for what is an excellent place to get away for the weekend. Working my way up there with my family usually once or twice a year, and this was just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Seeing what's happened.
Really
up in
was.
Jasper.
And shout out to all the men and women that are fighting the fire. And you know, let's get every level of government helping these firefighters out and starting to
rebuild what was lost.
Rebuild what was lost, get families back home. And I know the Elks are trying to do something to help out the community of Jasper.
Great field position here for Hamilton. Bo Levi Mitchell has thrown 5 passing touchdowns, we're told by our ace statistician. And that is a career high for Bo Levi Mitchell. Had never hit 5 passing touchdowns in a game before.
Well, after the 5th one, you saw him counting. So it was a little different, yeah. In his celebration, he rattled them off on one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tonight.
He had thrown 4 other times. He's got 5 now tonight, 17 on the season to go along with just 7 interceptions. He's at 316 yards. That's the 4th time this year he's hit that mark. His high in a game this season is 380, and he's led the Ticats to back-to-back victories, barring the most incredible collapse in CFL history. Second and 5 here. We'll milk that clock all the way down. Butler stops almost immediately, and that'll bring up 3rd down for Hamilton. Five touchdowns to 4 different players. Couple to Tim White. 66-yard shot to Hakuna Vanu. 59-yard shot to Keandre Smith. And a 12-yard touchdown pass to Giovanni Robinson for his first CFL touchdown.
And taking advantage of great defensive plays, the great special teams plays. When they got the sudden change, Bo Levi Mitchell came on the field and put it in the end zone.
Scott Milanovic has to be ecstatic with what he's seen so far, including his kicker, Legio, who is 3 for 3. Now let's take a look ahead to week 9. Lions and Bombers will get us started on that delicious New York Fries Thursday night football. Alouettes, Ticats, Friday night football. The Elks go to Saskatchewan to play a really good Riders defense, and then the Stamps and Argos to wrap it.
So I'm just saying, the Elks are starting.
Well, their last win was against the Riders.
And it was Trey Ford.
And it was Trey Ford. And it was almost a year ago.
Well, I would say it's automatic, but I thought automatic was halftime.
Here's Ford, gets it to Eugene Lewis. That's Lewis's first catch of the game, and it comes with just over 3 minutes remaining. And it'll go just shy of a first down. 2nd and 1. Just got the toe on the line there. They'll give it to Leak. Leak decided to eventually just get that first down. And that will take us to 3 minutes on the clock in Edmonton. And we'll step away one last time. Bo Levi, 5 majors for the first time ever. 6-0 in this football game. And then Hamilton just took over in that second quarter. Cloud Bethel Thompson ends up going 10 of 22 for 85 yards and an interception. Trey Ford is 4 of 8 for 46 and a touchdown. Now he's trying to get away, and he does on the run out to the left. Now down the field. Got him in! I know it's late in a blowout.
Yeah,
but that
come
was
on.
sensational stuff.
Okay, listen, it's a done deal. Start the guy in Saskatchewan and let's go. The Edmonton Elks really have no choice. I mean, this is what he can do. He was caught for a 15-yard loss. Throws it backing up, finds an open receiver in Javon Leak, finds a way to escape, gets the crowd out of their seat for a second.
This time over the middle. Fergie Mayala's got it, and he's got a first down to the Edmonton 20. Let's take another look at a flash of the fabulous Ford that we saw last year.
Yeah, I'm not going overboard here in suggesting that in my time in this game, I have not seen an athlete escape like he can escape and do the things that he has done athletically over last season and now even that play. I mean, Doug Flutie wasn't that good at eluding tacklers.
Ford looking towards the end zone. I don't know how Mayala even got a hand on that one, but he did. Could not haul it in, however.
And Doug Flutie has been the comparison in a lot of ways with Trey, not obviously an accomplishment, but in just athletic ability and being able to avoid and retreat and bounce around. But you know, now the game plan can be shifted and changed to suit his skill set. And then you get the run game going in the interior because the defensive ends and linebackers are so concerned with him escaping outside of the box that they open up run lanes in the middle of the box. And then receivers throughout the week have got to work big time on their scramble drills. What do we do after the initial play has happened? Because we got a guy back there now that can make the entire D-line miss.
Well, Trey Ford, since taking over, has now matched MBT's 85 yards in the ball game as Moxie gets up and walks off on his own. Good sign. Kind of forcing the hand here, I would think. I know the Ticats is late, they have to change it.
Yeah, sure,
but still. Some flashes here that you just haven't seen all season. But it'll be an interesting conversation throughout the week. 2nd and 10 here. Cobb and Mayala and 2 others out to the left. That's where they'll throw. Gittens has it. Gittens looking for a block, and he will not get one. A short pickup of half a yard, and that'll bring up 3rd down and leave the offense on the field here and try to find some finish.
Sure. Another snap, another rep.
Three options out to the wide side right of Ford. And he's going to look to one of them. Has him down inside the 5. Touchdown, Gavin Cobb. First of the season And Ford finishes back-to-back touchdown drives to give Elks fans some hope for the future.
See Casey Sales there? I'll show him to you out of this two-point convert.
They'll go for 2 more to try to make it a 22-point game. Ford will have 4 options out to his right. Geno Lewis at the top of the screen. That's where he's going to go, and he's got him. Eugene Lewis hauls one in. And now some pushing and shoving. Martez Ivey, the big fella, slides in to get in the face of DQ Thomas, I believe.
Yeah, we'll let them sort that out, but I just want to show you Casey Sales, because with Trey Ford in the game, this is what automatically happens to D linemen. They just start to think, like, we're only going to rush 3 with a spy, so it takes a linebacker out of the coverage. But Sales, number 44, barely got up the field. He was trying to take 2 gaps and not allow an escape lane for Trey Ford to run. That gives him that much more time, allows receivers to double move it downfield and come back to the ball, find the holes and all of those things. It's a different beast to handle.
Finished off a 7-play, 70-yard drive that took just 99 seconds.
Right here.
And, you know, people say, well, with this big lead, Hamilton is playing off. Yeah, you play off in the secondary. You play deeper. You don't try to let anything get in behind, but you don't rush any softer. Like if your D-line is still going full speed, but they're doing that strategically. They're almost spying at the line, giving Ford more time to throw. And then we saw him escape, and his escapability is there. So...
Well, he certainly has the weapons.
You mentioned discussion, and I heard Matt Dunnigan at halftime talk about his weapons and then his abilities. Last year they went 0-9 before they decided to give him a look. This year 0-6 before they decided. But that's it, right? The discussion is over.
Well, it depends on the coaching staff, I guess. Here's Beatty. Chips it ahead. Going to chase after it. Won't work. That's grabbed and taken down immediately by Smoke Harris. Well, 1:49 on the clock. In the end, the Ticats are going to make it 2 in a row to improve to 2-5. They'll have their first win against the West now in the books. And they head home to take on Montreal in the first half of a back-to-back before getting Edmonton again in the Hammer on August 17th.
Stack.
316. 5 TDs. First time ever for Bo Levi Mitchell.
Started the game with an interception, too, and bounced back nicely. Hand it off to Litre. Let's take a look at the tidy day for Bo Levi.
Yeah, I mean, just a well-executed game plan with tremendous balance. And again, we talk about that all the time. But when they established James Butler early, it opened things up in the second half for the receiving corps. Cunavano's touchdown was breaking an all-out blitz, and Tim White had a pair. Deep throw to Smith. There's the play action, and Tim White's second.
Back to Litre again. And he'll be stopped. Ball pops out. And Edmonton is on it. They're going to take over. It's still going. Far side. Darius Breton takes it down inside the 20. Trey Ford will get another crack at it here.
I think it was Anderson, Nick Anderson. Remember that Tim White touchdown, the first one for White? Anderson had a chance to get him out of bounds and didn't, and that's just not how he plays. I knew he was going to come back and make something happen, and he got the strip there.
Ty Gray picked it up and then lateraled it to Bratton on the return. We'll get it at the Hamilton 20. Ford on the run, out to his right, little pump fake, stays alive, and he's still going. Are you kidding me? Down to the 10. Some magic late from Trey Ford. Escapes what looked like a sure sack.
Fans are on their feet. They're not going to win this game, but fans are on their feet. That's why the discussion in my mind is over. Shouldn't have taken this long, but it did. Now it's over.
2nd and 2 for Ford here. Pump fake. Now lays one towards the end zone. Gino Lewis, touchdown Edmonton. Eugene Lewis hauls in Trey Ford's 3rd passing touchdown of the quarter. Second of the year for Gino. They'll go for 2 more here. You know, if they would have completed that other 2-point attempt, they'd only be down 8 if they hit this. Then it would have got really interesting. Oh, my bad. It would have been down 12. Extra field goal for Hamilton. Dare I say, sealed it away. Here's Ford in trouble this time. Not going to get away. They've seen enough. The safety, Panabaker, tracks him down, and the lead will remain 16.
Well, this fan base just got excited, and you know, we'll show you what he does and the magic. And I'm just going to say it. It's been wrong that it's taken this long. Just flat out wrong. He's too special of an athlete, and don't give me well, we're trying to save his confidence. You were 0-6. That's just not an argument to me. He's a pro. If he has a bad game or if he throws a pick or whatever, he'll bounce back from it.
And the real question is, what would have happened if you put him in at half?
Well, exactly. But what would have happened if you put him in 3-4 weeks ago?
10 of 15 for 121 yards, 3 touchdowns, a couple of rushes for 11 yards as well. Boris Beatty will get another crack at it here. Still resulting in an Edmonton L, but some momentum in the 4th quarter for sure.
Come back for a thing, but I went over.
Beatty drops it out there. There's Tim White, who left the game briefly. He's all right. And he'll be taken down by Purifoy. Quick little chat. And Hamilton will come up to take this one home. Well, at halftime, Jarius Jackson was asked by Tom Gazzola if he was going to look down the bench to Trey Ford. He said, I'm sticking with MBT. Eventually made the change in the 4th quarter.
MBT and the offense in the 3rd quarter, -5 yards.
In the 3rd quarter, yeah. I'll hand it off to Butler. And with the work he's done, I'd like to see him get 100 yards today.
Remember that hill that Jarius Jackson was standing on? Yeah.
Let's take a look at your East standings and declare the victory here for Hamilton. 2-5, 4 points back of Toronto.
Climbing back in the fight.
Two in a row.
Climbing back in the fight. Second win in a row for Hamilton. 5 touchdown passes from their quarterback, who coming in was averaging 324 a game, had thrown 12 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and is over 300 again tonight with 5 touchdowns. So he's at 17 on the season, and they got a run game and had great balance in the offense here tonight, Hamilton.
Let's take a look at the picture in the West right now. BC and Saskatchewan. That'll be fun down the stretch. They're both at 5-2. Calgary 3-4. 3 wins at home, 4 losses on the road. The Bombers, if you can believe it, at 2-6. And Edmonton now just 2 losses away from matching their 0-9 start from last season.
They got Saskatchewan and BC next, and then Hamilton once more out there.
Tough road.
Similar situation to where Trey Ford got the nod last year. They were 0-9 and decided, okay, it's time. Taylor Cornelius wasn't getting it done. They put Trey Ford in, and it was against the Bombers, a different Bomber team than the Bomber team this year. And he almost pulled that one out. Didn't win it, but won the next game and won their 4, or led the team to their 4 wins.
Hamilton Tiger Cats building on the momentum from the victory last week.
Yeah, they're starting to believe. Their defense is playing well, and offense, they executed their game plan very well tonight. 5 touchdown passes for Bo. Good running game, almost 100 yards. Tremendous balance, getting all the receivers involved. Akunavano with a big play. Help his confidence.
66-yard touchdown. Mitchell will be out to take that knee in victory formation. And the Hamilton Tiger Cats roll into Edmonton and roll over Edmonton. 44-28 the final. Milanovic has his Hamilton club in the win column back-to-back weeks. Bo Levi Mitchell, 5 passing touchdowns for the first time in his career.